Today, we are popping the top on a true Portuguese icon. And believe me, it is so much more than just a simple snack. We're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of canned sardines. And it's a story packed with culture, craft, and some surprising superfood secrets. Just let that sink in for a moment. This isn't just about food we're talking about here. We're talking about a national symbol, something so woven into the identity of Portugal that it's compared to some of the most famous landmarks on Earth. Right? That's the big question. How did this little fish become such a huge deal? Well, that's the journey we're going on today. From lively street festivals and moonlit fishing trips right into the heart of the cannery itself. Let's get into it.
So, before we even get to the can, you've got to understand that in Portugal, the sardine is a true cultural cornerstone. Its importance goes way, way beyond the dinner table.
And this is where you really see it come to life. On St. Anthony's Day, the streets of Lisbon literally fill with the incredible smell of charcoal and grilled sardines. It's the official meal of this huge, vibrant national party. See, this fish isn't just eaten, it is celebrated.
Okay, so we have this fresh, grilled holiday treat. How in the world did that transform into the famous tin delicacy we know today? Well, it's an amazing story of innovation that turned a basic necessity into a total art form.
It all kicks off back in 1809 with the French chef's big invention. But the real turning point for Portugal is 1865. With sardines getting harder to find off the French coast, a company named Ramirez opened the very first Portuguese cannery to tap into their local abundant supply. Smart move. The industry just exploded, especially during the World Wars when you needed nutrient-rich, portable food. It did face a decline, but now it's having this massive comeback, with a new focus on incredible quality over just quantity.
And let's be super clear, not just any small fish gets to be called a Portuguese sardine. Oh no, we are talking specifically about Sardina pilchardis, this beautiful, silver-colored fish from the deep Atlantic. That is the real deal.
You know, getting them from the sea to the shelf is a tradition all on its own. The fishing season is strictly controlled, only from May to October, and that's to protect them while they spawn. The fishermen head out at night when the sardines come up to the surface to feed, and they return at sunrise with their precious catch. And once those sardines land, this meticulous century-old process begins. It's kind of like a six-step dance. First, careful prep and brining, then a light pre-cooking. Then comes the really crucial step. Workers, by hand, place spices and then the fish into each tin. Finally, they're sealed with a sauce, sterilized, and now this is the secret sauce. They're left to mature for months. That allows all those flavors to deepen and meld together into something truly special.
So, when it comes to canning, there are really two paths the industry can take. You've got the industrial methods, which use machines to be super efficient. But then you have the artisanal process. This is the traditional way, where pretty much everything, the cutting, the trimming, the packing, is all done by hand. It's a serious commitment to tradition, and a level of quality you can absolutely taste.
Okay, so picture this. You're standing in front of a whole wall of these beautiful, colorful tins. How do you even begin to choose? Let's break down the options, because what's inside that can is a whole world of its own.
First big choice, whole sardines or fillets. Now, the whole sardines include the skin and bones, but don't worry, the bones become super soft over time and basically dissolve, adding incredible flavor and a huge hit of calcium. Fillets, on the other hand, are skinless and boneless. That takes extra work by hand, so they're a little more expensive. It's really a choice between that robust traditional flavor and pure convenience.
But wait, just when you thought you've made a decision, there's another choice you might see on the can. Do you go for the regular sardines, or their smaller, more delicate cousins?
Let me introduce you to the patingas. These are smaller sardines, so you'll usually get more of them in a can. People who really know their stuff say they have a slightly richer flavor and an even softer, more delicate texture. They are just perfect on a nice slice of crusty bread.
And we haven't even talked about the sauces yet. While classic extra virgin olive oil is always amazing, the industry has gotten so creative. You can find sardines in spicy piri-piri oil, that's a fiery Portuguese chili sauce, or rich tomato sauce with lemon, or even curry. It just goes to show you how versatile this amazing little fish really is.
So they're historic, they're cultural, and they are absolutely delicious. But what if I told you they're also a nutritional powerhouse? Yeah, let's take a quick look at the science behind this incredible food.
I mean, just look at this. Sardines are loaded with omega-3s, which are fantastic for your heart and your brain. They're packed with protein to keep you full, and because you eat those soft little bones, they are one of the best natural sources of calcium you can find anywhere. Plus, you get a great dose of vitamins D and B12.
And here it is. This is the knockout punch. The amount of harmful mercury? Pretty much zero. Because sardines are at the bottom of the food chain and are caught young, they just don't have time to build up the toxins that you might find in larger predatory fish. It's a huge plus.
Honestly, with a nutritional profile like that, this little twist on the old saying doesn't seem all that far-fetched, does it?
All right, I bet you're ready to try some by now. So, for our last section, let's get practical. Where do you go and how do you get the real, authentic Portuguese sardine experience? Well, if you find yourself in Portugal, you are in for a treat. You can visit these incredible shops that are almost like museums. Places like a Vida Portuguesa or the Conserveira de Lisboa are just packed, floor to ceiling with beautifully designed cans. Each one is like a miniature work of art, and frankly, the perfect souvenir. And for the full experience, I highly recommend visiting a specialty restaurant like Hand the Can or Soli Pesca. They've got it down to a science. You pick your can, and they serve it simply, often straight from the tin with some fresh, crusty bread to soak up all that incredible oil or sauce. It is the best way to appreciate that pure, amazing flavor.
So that brings us to the final question, and this one's for you. After everything we've talked about, what are you going to choose for your first tasting adventure? Are you going to go for the robust flavor of a whole sardine or the clean bite of a fillet? Classic olive oil or maybe that spicy tomato sauce?
You know, in the end, there's no single right answer. Because the real joy of this Portuguese treasure isn't finding just one perfect can. It's all about the delicious journey of discovery. The best sardine is always the next one you're about to open. I hope you've enjoyed this explainer. Until next time, keep exploring.